Are you a waffle person or are you a pancake person?
Get yourself a drink and some snacks to start chilling with Ken and Cosimo. You are now listening to Tune In and Chill.
Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Cosmo.
And my name is Ken, and you are tuning in to Tune In and Chill.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Ken, how are you doing today?
Not too
I banged my head on the microphone. Okay. Here's a question for you, Ken. How do you like your steaks?
That's that's a funny question. Okay. How do I like my steaks? That kind of has like this. Does it have like a hidden meaning behind it? Or are you actually genuinely asking me how do I like my steak?
It's a genuine question. It's, how do you like your steak?
Okay, sure. I like my steak medium. Medium, yes, because I don't know, for some reason, rare has been something that I don't know. I just can't do rare anymore. But that's just me. What about you?
It depends on the place. I like either medium or medium rare. Like it depends. Sometimes I ask for medium, and sometimes it's too well done on the medium side. Or if I ask for medium rare, it's too rare. It's so
I'm sorry, but like you asking that question from the very beginning, I just cannot hold it together because I just have like the dirtiest mind, and I'm just like, is this a genuine question right now?
You know what I was gonna go with that?
No, I do not.
Depending on depending on how you like to eat your steak, is your level of adventurism.
Really?
So yeah. So apparently, people that like their oh shit, I hit the microphone here. Just let it. So the reason I asked that question is apparently, some people like to think that depending on how you eat your steak is kind of like your level of adventurism. So if you like your steak well done, you like things reserved, it's safe. Medium, you like to try new things. You kind of like dip your toes in the water. Then you go into rare. You're just jumping off into the deep end.
Actually, that makes sense.
How true it is, I don't know, but that's
medium. Medium is very true for me. Medium is very true. I like to test different things, but then I would like know my limits. So yeah.
So I do agree with that as well. Like same with me on the medium side there, because I like to try new things, but sometimes I don't know if I want to just jump off of the deep end.
That's actually a pretty cool analogy. Now that I think of it, getting my dirty mind off of this topic, the question itself. Yeah, it is a pretty legitimate way of determining someone's, I guess, adventurism.
So, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, why don't you comment down below and tell us, how do you like your steak? And how does that that's so stupid.
That also sounds like, I don't know, for whatever reason, whenever you ask someone dirty. That, yeah, it just sounds super dirty. Like, I don't know why. We just have dirty minds. Okay, whatever. We admit to it. That's fine. Whoever can relate. But
blocked on YouTube.
Demonetized. We're not even monetized, so whatever. Say whatever we want. But yeah, that's cool. But speaking of, sorry, but I just wanted to continue on that. Speaking of adventurism, what is something that you've done, let's say within the past year, that you have tried something new, or you can say that you are like that medium That medium steak. While you sip your
Great
water.
question. Great question. Something that fits in the medium category. Let's see here. I would probably have to say with. I would go with starting the YouTube channel. So, and the reason I would go with that is, it's safe in terms of like I'm filming myself still in my room or like at home still. So like it's not like I'm crazy out of my comfort zone just yet, but it's still just on the edge of being in front of the camera, which is something new. Now, I do want to explore a little and push a little bit more and be out in public as well outside.
Yeah. Do you find it difficult doing YouTube and like recording in public?
I think it's super awkward.
Yeah.
Like especially holding the camera up. And okay, I don't think I have so much an issue with just holding the camera up and talking. It's holding up the camera and not knowing what you're going to say next. Because if you know what you're going to say and people look at you, you come off as, you know what you're talking about. But if you start blanking out, it's like, everyone's looking at me. Just put the camera down, pretend I'm, taking photos.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me though, like it's not really what I'm talking about. It's more to do with, how in YouTube, whether people realize it or not, there's a lot of editing involved in terms of your dialogue. So, a lot of people record differently. Some people would say a certain part of a sentence or like a fact, and then they'll stop. And then they'll leave that like 5-second gap for a moment of silence, and then they will continue talking just so they have that break so they can just cut that together and then just make it closer in post. But I feel like for me, it's more of being out in public and being embarrassed about messing up on camera because I'm talking. And you know how sometimes you either stutter or you mess up your words, and then you're like, oh, I need to like restart, right? But then I feel like that part, if someone sees it, is a little awkward. But for me, just going out in public and vlogging or whatever, I feel like I'm getting better at it. Yeah.
I think I might have to challenge myself this week or next week.
Are you going to start vlogging more? Or are you going to actually just be like doing just tripod talking headshot type of thing?
I wanted to try it. I don't think I'd want to do crazy amounts of it, but like here and there, sprinkle some vlog.
Yeah, because Casey...
Almost like a behind-the-scenes type of thing.
Yeah, because Casey is doing a lot of vlogging recently. And it seems like vlogging is coming back. Like a lot of YouTubers are bringing vlogging back. And that's what I see, the movement.
Let's get those vlog cameras out. Take them everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, like, the ridiculous thing is a lot of people have, like, these full-frame cameras now on, like, a GorillaPod. So...
The thing is with vlogging, though, I think is in the beginning, people literally just brought the camera around everywhere and just filmed it. But now you need to have a cohesive story of that vlog that actually makes it out. Like, if you watch Casey Neistat, he is able to take something so mundane, seem so elaborate.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And I think the difference between vlogging now compared to back then was back then it was all A-roll. Like it was all basically a full-on video with themselves in the camera and no cut to B-rolls. No cut to just the environment and where they really are. They kind of show it while they're kind of vlogging, but there isn't that kind of cinematic like type of experience with it. And I think Casey's vlogging is like next level. Like the amount of times he sets a camera into different places and to be able to, I don't know, take like, it almost seems like he has 15 different clips of him doing one thing, whether it's coming out of a door or like packing his car or whatever. And it's just, that to a lot of people would turn them off from doing vlogging to that extent. You know what I mean? They think of vlogging as just holding a camera and walking around.
No,
But
that's next level. Like that's what sets Casey apart from the other vloggers.
Yeah.
It's like
I tried to do something like that, but yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I was watching one of his videos where he literally got 5 or 6 different angles of him backing into a parking stall.
Yeah.
Like back in. Okay, move the camera, pull forward again, back out. Okay, move the camera, back in, do it again, then get the drone up for one final angle.
Yeah. And I believe he doesn't have a cameraman. Like, he's a one-man band. Yeah. Like, maybe his wife sometimes holds the camera, like, when he's driving in the car and they're kind of together going shopping. But other than that, like... Oh, and talk about, like, not being embarrassed. This guy, like, puts the camera everywhere while he's filling the gas. He has, like, a drone that's, like, flying over on top of the gas station. He has a camera inside of the grocery store. Like, he hides it in the shelves and, like, wherever it is. But, like, the time he takes to meticulously place these camera angles just for that split-second clip is, like... I don't think people appreciate it as much as they should.
I mean, if you watch one of his, I think his how to vlog video, I think the number one comment is, or the two main things is, you just got to stop caring about what people think and just do it.
Yeah, like I think I saw
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, I think there was a video of him and Peter McKinnon. When Casey came to Toronto and they were just hanging out, and it was just kind of a Q&A session with some YouTubers, and then a person asked, like, oh, are you ever embarrassed about filming in public? And they're like, yeah, of course, but you just gotta own it. You know, like, you just gotta be confident and go through with it, because otherwise you're gonna go home without any footage, and that at the end of the day means no video put up on YouTube, no views, no subscribers, and all that comes with it. So, you know, you just got to give her 110, you know, and just go with it. But
100%.
I think you should do like, not vlogging, but like, I think the more outside you go, I think you get super comfortable. So I think you should start doing that.
I want to try and start to find areas that aren't as packed, just to get the in public feeling, and then you know what, then as it gets busier and busier outside, it's like okay, I'm used to being in front of 5 people, I'm used to being 20 people, 30 people.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know how Vancouver has the summer night market? Well, I don't know if they're gonna have it like next year, but there wasn't even one this year, right?
No, they canceled it.
Yeah, they canceled it. So, like, obviously, there isn't going to be big crowds anyways right now, because you're just not really allowed to anyways, but try to go downtown and vlog.
There's a lot of people at the park side. Lots of people. They're packed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that still social distancing, or is that, like, people not caring?
They're I mean, like the last month or so, I'd say people just weren't caring. But I think now that the numbers are back on the rise, I think they might be caring a little bit more, I hope. But it's also colder now.
But I mean, yeah, just go there and let's like start filming and start doing stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool.
It would be very cool if we can overcome that fear.
That is one thing that I think a lot of people would appreciate, is even, you know, people who are listening to this and just kind of wondering if they should vlog, or if they should, to be able to like go out there and get a camera in front of their face and start walking around in public. It'd be good to know like our experiences, and then especially like for you, if you are like trying to improve on it, I think a lot of people will follow. So definitely keep up with it. Go follow Cosmo's channel if you haven't already, to see his improvement.
Well, I'll definitely get on it. We're gonna get up there in those rainy days and give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I just went out the other day with a GoPro strapped to my chest. I haven't posted that video yet, but that is coming up. POV style street photography. But that in itself is still kind of, it's not as obvious as holding a camera in front of your face.
Yeah.
But it is like, why does this guy have like something strapped to his chest like he's going skydiving or something? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, there is still an embarrassment to it. There's people that were driving by that were like looking my way. Not because I have a camera in my hand, but because I have a GoPro strapped to my chest. So, but anyways.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe they think you're filming them.
Maybe. And well, in Japan, there's this huge thing about like try not to film too many like other people. Like I think a lot of like Western people don't really care because the mindset of a Western person is like in a Western country, you can practically film wherever and not really have to blur people's faces unless you like interacted with them. And then if you did interact with them, then you either have to get them to sign a waiver to say that, you know, give them permission or give you permission to have them kind of on your show or on your YouTube channel. But here it's a little different. It's more like you either get permission or you have to blur everyone's faces out. But then the fact is, like I said, again, a lot of Western people don't blur it out. So you'll see a lot of like YouTube videos based in Japan or people who came here for vacation, they vlog. They don't blur their faces out. They don't blur the citizens' faces out because they're just used to not doing it.
Yeah.
But here, if you look at like Japanese YouTubers, a lot of them do blur pedestrians' faces out. And I think that's why a lot of people don't even bother going and filming in public too much. They're usually at home filming because they don't want to go through the work of like literally going through so many different faces to blur out. So that's a little bit of a pain. But what do you think of that?
I mean, they're two very different cultures, I think.
Yeah.
Like in North America, like for the most part, if you are on public property, your privacy expectation is next to none. If you're on private property, if you're on the street, you know, you're at the park, like anyone can. I'm no lawyer, so don't quote me on this, but anyone can take a photo of you, but they cannot profit from it unless they have your written consent with the waiver. So like if I take a portrait of you and I post it online for like a non-for-profit documentary, I think I can get away with not getting your signature. But if I put your face, I take a photo of you and I put you up on a giant billboard and I'm like, boom, this giant thing, and I'm making millions of dollars, then yeah, I need to get your signature.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I remember reading something about like if you're just like a small blurry face in the background, like even though your face is there, but you're not like the center focus. I think it was like kind of in a gray area where you didn't need to get the consent form. I'm no lawyer, so please do not take my word for it. Go double check your local state laws,
yeah,
because it'll vary by province and state.
I think so. I think that's true. It will vary.
Back in grade 8 in I think it was social studies, and the teacher broke everybody out into small groups, and we had a whole bunch of these like pictures, and we had to put these pictures in order of events that happened, and then present them to the class. The teacher didn't tell us what the order was. It was up to us and our groups to figure it out. And then one person was supposed to present to the class in your group. Well, and it came to our group. Guess who my group picked to present?
Oh, that's funny.
So they all cowered behind me. And they're like, Cosmo, you do it. And I looked at them. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on right now. I literally had no idea what was going on. I was zoned out half that class. So I literally, I still remember, picked up the slides. They had it to be the order. And I remember them putting them on the big screen there. And all I did was I looked at the picture and I was like, well, as you can see, these are the European explorers on the boat. And I looked at my buddy and I was like, next slide.
He literally took the description off of what you just saw.
I kid you not, all I was doing was just looking at the picture and going, as you can see here.
Did you fail? What they gave you for that?
Luckily, it was more of an
okay.
icebreaker presentation. He wasn't too, so there was no real marks, but let's just say wasn't very wasn't the best presentation.
Sure. That's hilarious.
Yeah, those are some good times. I remember that class. You know what? You know what's funny is 2 days after that, that teacher was gone. He must have been he was the teacher for that class, and then 2 days after that, he just, I don't know if he quit or he was moved to another school, and we had a new teacher.
Yeah, maybe you're just maybe he's just like, I can't handle this kid for another fucking year. I'm done.
I can't handle this stupidity.
If all these kids are like this in this school, I'm gone.
Yeah, he may have been like one of those sub teachers that were just kind of subbing in. I think that's what it was. But man, that was like the first or second class of socials. What year was that?
High school.
Grade 8 or grade 9. I can't remember. Yeah, this is back in high school. It was pretty early
I miss
on.
high school.
It was a
Dude, it was so
time.
awesome, man. Like, honestly, like, high school to me was, well, first of all, when I was in high school, grade 8, 9, 10 was pretty much full time, right? Like, you go through your, I'm not sure how it was in your high school. I think it was pretty much the same how high schools work in all high schools within the same region, but we had like this whole A, B, C, D, like E, F, G, H type of program, well, not program, but like an outline thing. So basically what you would do is you go to first day of school, you go to class A, B, C, and D. So 4 classes a day, right? And then your second day would be E, F, G, H, another 4 segments. So then, when it comes to your third day, it would be, instead of A, B, C, D, it would actually, the A will go to the last class. So they'll start off as B in the morning. So whatever the first class is, it's going to, once you had that day, it's going to rotate around. So it's going to go back to front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think we did that. I think ours was just, I can't remember. I remember they switched it partway through the years I was there. I can't remember what was first. I think it was, for the first semester, it was just class A, B, C, D every single day for the first semester. And then second semester, you had the rest. But then I can't remember what grade they switched it, where it was A, B, C, D one day, and then the next day, and then you're back to A, B, C, D.
Yeah. It's kind of similar.
I can't remember I've got a very hazy memory. It's almost selective.
Yeah. But anyway, so
stuff.
Basically, I had that system, and then you know how you can develop getting spares or free block or whatever. I don't know. Some countries and some schools call it differently. But anyways.
Yeah.
So I started getting mine really early on. And the reason why I did was because for any current high schoolers listening to this podcast, there's a thing you do, apprenticeship. So I did an apprenticeship through automotive. And you can pick whatever elective you'd like. So basically, I don't know if you've done apprenticeship. Have you done apprenticeship before?
I don't think so. In grade 11 or grade 12, we had the option of doing like ACET, Accelerated Credit Enrollment, and I did film and broadcasting. I don't think that's the same thing.
Okay, so apprentice is basically you work. Like you actually work for experience.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
basically,
no, I didn't do that.
yeah.
We did like not volunteer work, but what is it called? Student day? No. Well, there's a term for when students go to work. Like you're trying it out. What is it called?
No, not correspondence.
No,
Work
no.
experience. I don't know.
There it is. Work experience. Yeah, we did that. That's part of the curriculum, but it wasn't an
Okay.
apprenticeship.
So
No.
I did apprenticeship, and I don't know if this is how it still works in high school because I obviously don't keep up with it. But basically, what I did was in grade 10, I started my apprenticeship, and then that's when I got my first spare.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, out of the 8 classes, I only had 7, so I had 1 spare, right? And then what I did was I can either take that time off or I can take another class. So what I did was I took another class.
Mm-hmm.
And then that class, because I was so good at sports and stuff, I took PE again. So I have 2 blocks of PE, right? So physical education, gym, and just hanging out with different people. Because whenever you're in a gym class, you're kind of with the same people every single time. But then because because I added another block of PE, I got to meet like my other friends that were in another block. So that was pretty fun. And then when I got to grade 11, I expanded on my apprenticeship. And so what they did was I literally only had 4 classes. I went from having 7 to 4 classes. Because I took the extra PE class and I didn't just take it as a spare, I still developed credits for taking PE. So then when I was, and then basically what ended up happening was they told me a little bit more about the apprenticeship program. And they're like, oh, if you do work like full time, right? Well, not really full time, but like 8 hours a day, like a full day, right? Then you can increase your, oh, I think that was a doorbell. I don't know if you hear that. But anyways, so if you increase your time at apprenticeship, then you get more credits. So I forgot how much credit it was. I think it was like 16 credits or whatever. It was a big chunk, right? And then so I calculated it. I was like, okay, so 16 plus whatever I would get from my other classes, then would that meet my graduation credit goal? Because in order to graduate, you need like, I don't know, 85 or 86 credits or whatever. Like, yeah. So then
whatever
I calculated it, and I was like, I can literally take only 4 classes of actual academic courses. Oh, sorry, not even Okay, so what ended up happening was it was academic at first, and then when you get to grade 12, you can choose what courses you want. But English 12 is a mandatory thing, but you don't have to take any of the other ones.
Yes.
Science, social studies, math. Am I missing one? Science, social studies, math. Oh my God, I'm like blanking out with different science, social studies, math.
PE.
Yeah,
you
PE,
didn't have to take PE.
and then I think English. But anyways, so I took nothing but 1 English class, a PE class, and then 2 automotive classes, which relate to my my apprenticeship. So I have 2 electives, 1 PE, and then 1 academic. And that was my day. That was my educational day. And then the other day, I went to work. So I made money for a full year during grade 12 while other people were still in class. And not many people at that time took apprenticeship, mind you. Apprenticeship became popular after I graduated. But I basically had enough credits to graduate.
I'm
and then all my friends literally were taking full-time classes. But I mean, of course, they got into like nice schools and stuff like that. But I got the experience. So I got paid really well when I graduated high school.
I'm sure there was apprenticeships at my high school. I just never paid attention.
I think it would have been
Or
pretty
look.
cool. Like, now that I'm thinking back on it, I mean, I wouldn't really regret taking automotive because I got a job out of it and it pays pretty well. And then I learned a lot about cars, right? Like I can fix my own car. I could rip out a whole engine and like rip out a transmission and do everything myself if I really, really wanted to. But then I also wish that I didn't slack off too much to the point where I would have liked to take, instead of PE, maybe take like film, like photography, and kind of learn that route a little bit more. Because I learned it a lot later, but obviously better late than never. But I think overall, yeah, I wish I did a little bit. Maybe I would have went a different direction.
I really wish I focused more
Really?
on science and math.
Are you actually like good at
Yeah.
math and stuff?
I no, which is why I'm saying
That's
I wish
funny.
I focused more. Like when it came into math, my mind literally just
Dude, I
my mind
hate
just
math.
turns off. Like literally, I just remember sitting there, and you know what? You get the hang of it. They read an equation up there on the board, and they read a formula, and you're like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And then they read a question on the board. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. How did we get from this to that? And by the time I figured that out, we're already like 3 chapters ahead. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know. You know what though? Like, I wasn't actually that shitty at math at all, because the reason why I know that was, I don't know if you guys had like, what was that thing? It wasn't ESL because that's like English learning.
oh, assisted,
Yeah.
assisted learning.
It was
or,
like LAC, Learning Assistance Center or whatever. Yeah, so I went into that.
Yeah.
Because growing up, English wasn't my first language. Sorry. It was Japanese, which is really weird now because now it's the polar opposite. Like, it's almost like English is my first language. But back
That's what I was gonna say.
then,
Yeah.
I couldn't speak English. I didn't know grammar. I didn't know sentence structure. Didn't know punctuation. So, you know how like growing up, in Canada at least, when you are going through elementary school and high school, you can take a second language. But in elementary school, it's mandatory to almost take French, right? So because
It is.
because
It is
I
mandatory.
didn't know how to speak English back then, they told me not to go to French class. They pulled me out actually, and then just said solely focus on English. And so that's what I did. And they didn't really put me on ESL class necessarily. It was like learning assistance for elementary school. And then basically I went through that program for the rest of my elementary school, and then through up to grade 10, I was in learning assistance. And then they told me I can always come back and be in learning assistance anytime, but you're pretty much good to go now. So then basically I'm just like, okay, but where I was going with this is, I basically went from not knowing anything about English, and then I pretty much mastered it. And then basically I learned that throughout learning assistance and the teachers who helped me throughout the years, and I thank them so much for it. I can't thank them enough, but they helped me with math, social studies, science, and all these things. They helped me understand it. And then when I did my tests, and I actually studied, which is hard to believe because I don't like studying, like most people. But I got like 80%, 86, like 90. Like, I can actually do it, right? But the fact is, my epiphany was I was just lazy. I wasn't willing to study. It's like my capability is there to learn it, but I was just lazy. And I wish I put a little bit more effort now that I think back on it. But I was like, math is
Yeah.
still difficult. Like, to me, it's still difficult. It's not by all means easy. I had to study my ass off, but I could still put out results. So, yeah, there's some things you regret, but I don't know. That's my experience. But did you take French? Like, did you actually go through the whole entire French program?
No, I did French 8, French 9, and I think at French 10 you can or once you're in grade 10 you can choose to continue or choose a different language. And I chose the easy route, and I chose Spanish as I could speak Spanish. So I took the easy route, and I just did
That
Spanish.
was always fascinating to me how you went like Spanish and then like but your kind of heritage is what, Italian though, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I can't speak. There was there was
Right.
no Italian classes at the time, so I was pretty upset because I really.
But like your
I would
parents
have taken Italian.
wait, they speak Spanish to you?
My mom speaks Spanish to me. My dad.
But your
speaks
dad's
English to me.
Italian.
My dad was born here, but his parents were born in Italy, which makes him Italian. My mom was born in Argentina, but her parents were also born in Italy, which makes her Italian.
Oh, but so
Makes
your
me
mom
Italian.
can speak both in a sense.
Correct. Yeah,
But she
can
just
speak
chose
Italian, too.
Spanish for you? Like, oh
She
really?
chose
That's
Spanish to
interesting.
teach me. Yeah.
Well, I guess Spanish is a bit more
Mhm.
relevant in North America, like especially when you go down to the States and stuff in California.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, you get
Yeah.
around. Are you actually fluent?
It's not
Like,
proper.
what's not proper? Like you mix English in
Like,
there or what?
Like the that and like the grammar's not perfect. Like it's not using the proper pronouns or whatever, but the point gets across.
So would you
made
say it's
across.
like more slangish term?
And kind of almost. And two, if like someone in Spanish is talking to me, like they're
Yeah.
talking like this really fast, and my mind, I'm like slowly rewinding the replaying the conversation,
Oh, really?
and translating in my mind. So like I can't do it like instantly when they're talking really fast.
Okay.
I have to like slow it down, repeat it in my head,
But you
and
can
translate.
understand them, like. But can you understand like
Mhm,
slangs
for the
in
most part.
Spanish? Yeah,
Probably
because like I
not.
was thinking like, oh, that would be pretty cool. Like you go down to LA or San Diego and understand. But a lot of people speak like slang. Apparently, this is what I've heard from my friends that are down there, and they speak Spanish. But it's kind of like, I just, yeah, like there's a lot of slang terms apparently, but I don't know. I wouldn't know. It's not my thing.
I don't know. I do not know.
Have you traveled?
And so I've only been to I've been to Vancouver. I've been to Victoria, still in BC, like the little
Yeah.
island. I've been to Argentina. I've been to New York, which is a funny story that we'll get to a much later time. Philly, and that's it.
Oh.
Nowhere else. Oh wait, sorry. I did go to Seattle and Oregon. Drove down there.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like, you lived in Vancouver and you haven't been in Seattle either. I was like, yeah, but yeah,
Washington State, Seattle. Yeah, I did do that, and drove all the way down to.
Are you a
Portland.
big coffee drinker?
I used to really like coffee, but the caffeine just makes me really really hyper now. So I've been drinking tea.
Do you get like the jitters? Like everything starts
it's
like
like-
you just need to go for a run or something.
I get the jitters, but it also gives me like bad acid reflux too. So it's like I don't really want to drink it
Honestly,
anymore. because of that.
like I can't do coffee. Coffee has two negative effects on me, which is it has the opposite. I don't know why, but caffeine's supposed to keep you awake, but for me, it makes me sleepy within like 10 minutes of drinking it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the coffee or I'm just tired. But having said that, it doesn't make me awake. Let's just say that. And then the other thing is, for some reason, I get the shits. Like, no joke. Yeah,
Really?
when I drink coffee, I literally, it's like X-Lax to me. I don't know why. I'm like lactose intolerant to coffee. And mind you, I've used lactose-free milk. So it's not the milk. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you that because I was like, when you went to Seattle, did you like go coffee hopping? Because Starbucks, Coffee City, they're known for coffee. So
No, unfortunately not.
no.
Unfortunately not.
What'd you end up doing when you go there? Just like sightseeing, clubbing, or not clubbing?
I went down to. The only couple of times I went down to was once for school. I was a film festival. The second time was we went to a Chris Brown concert.
No way.
Was that it? I'm pretty sure that was in Seattle. Yeah, that was in Seattle. And then we didn't really do much around the city. We just went to go eat at what's that cake place called? It's that famous cake place.
I don't even know. If
But they don't make just cakes because they got a big pasta plate. This is on the tip of my tongue.
it's like super well, like, is it franchised out or is it just known in Seattle?
It's franchised out. No, it's franchised out.
Oh,
Like they have. I'm pretty sure they have them across the
Really?
states, but not in Canada. Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
it's something dessert.
I wouldn't
or
know.
Cake or. You know what? We'll have to put that in the comments when I figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll pin it in the comments for those of you who are in Seattle or wanted to go to Seattle and taste the cake. But you got pasta? What? I'm confused.
Yeah, I know. It's just really throwing me off right now. I'm pretty sure I got a pasta.
That's insane.
But then, oh, the Cheesecake Factory. That's what it is.
Oh, yes. I think
There we go,
everyone
yeah.
knows that.
Yeah. But they don't sell just cheesecakes. So I remember getting a pasta plate.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. So, and then to finish as a dessert, I got a nice cheesecake.
Did you eat it there or get it to go?
Oh no, I ate it there,
Nice.
and it was delicious.
I went to Cheesecake Factory.
and let's just say I had a bad stomachache right
Are you
after that.
serious? Are you lactose intolerant?
I don't know. You know what? I think I am. I don't know. 'Cause I don't know. I feel like I am, or at least a little bit.
Yeah.
But I had a really bad stomachache right after.
Really? Straight back to the hotel, just fucking.
Yep.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, pretty much. Straight to the car we go.
Nice. Seattle was
It was delicious.
yeah, Seattle to me, I have a friend who lives in Tacoma. And then I visited him and I think we just kind of celebrated I think it was a birthday. Now I forget. But it's been so long. But anyways, I went there and it was actually pretty nice. It wasn't I've been to Seattle many times, but I haven't really done too much when I was there. And to be honest, Seattle isn't really a city for me where I'm just like I have a lot to do. You know what I mean? It's to me it's like another Vancouver with like a Space Needle or whatever they call that tower.
Yeah.
And then it's by the ocean, it has a city, it has like a suburbs. And so I was like I wasn't too impressed. And then I went to Portland, and Portland was nice because I went golfing there and stuff. But and then I believe it's a tax-free state, Portland.
Tax-free.
So a lot of shopping, so that's good. And then good beaches, I thought, for surfing and stuff. Not as good as like, California, but it was decent for what it was. But you went to Portland too, right? You said?
Mhm.
Do you remember your trip?
I've only been to Portland once.
Oh.
Yeah, I've only been to Portland once, and Portland was more of just like a stop because we were on the way to Canyon Beach
Oh, where's that?
in Oregon. I think it was just past
Oh,
Portland.
really? What was the beach nice?
So the beach is amazing. Canyon Beach was
Yeah.
amazing. Absolutely, our hotel was literally right on the beach and just like overlooked it. It was beautiful.
yeah.
It was all part of that one trip to the Chris Brown concert. So it's like we went down to Seattle. We jumped onto the highway. We drove down. We go into Portland, stop at it. Do a little bit of shopping, do a little bit of eating, and then jump back on the highway and continue going down to Canyon Beach.
Oh, so that was your like final destination, and all the rest of the stops, like including the concert,
They were just stops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
exactly.
well planned out. I think.
It was
How
very
long
nice.
ago was this?
Very nice. 4 years now?
Wow, time flies, huh?
3 years or 4 years? I think it's 3 or 4 years, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. May, we went in May.
Did you drive the entire way? Like one man? Like
Mhm.
you?
It was me.
Well, at least you have some stops.
Yeah, we had a few stops.
Yeah. Because I literally went down to LA with my buddy, and I think we took turns driving. Maybe I drove first, my buddy drove second, and then I think we switched 4 times in total. And then we only took 1 day to sleep. And it took us 2 days to get to LA. So we basically went from morning, well, I wouldn't say early morning. I think it was like 10 a.m. or something. And then we basically got to the border of Portland and California at like 11 p.m. or 12. And then we took a nap at like one of those highway pit stops. And then we woke up at like 8 or 9, and then we kept driving, and then we arrived. So, yeah, I think it was, about 24 hours. But that was a long drive. We drove like, man, I think we had like 6-hour drives each. But that was like intense.
So now, would you have enjoyed your trip more if your vehicle would have been able to autonomously drive you while you slept?
I feel like we're leading into a Tesla thing here.
It's just one of those things when you mention that, it's like, this is what the future could be.
Well, see, I think obviously yes. I mean, to a point, it would help to take a nap while you're like driving or something, but that's totally unsafe.
In a perfect world where autonomous driving was legal and it was perfect and it worked really good, like instead of driving at night, instead of stopping the side of the road, you can just sleep in the car and it drives the night portion, and then you wake up in Cali.
Yeah, I think yes, in a perfect world, sure. I think having a autonomous vehicle would be nice for sure. And I think there is like I don't know if it's in Florida or somewhere, but there is a company that's trying to do like this mobile hotel room.
Really?
So basically what would happen is let's say like you need to get from point A to point B, right? Okay, for example, we'll just use Vancouver to Seattle for argument's sake.
Sure.
Okay, so you would go into a hotel in Vancouver, and this hotel has mobile rooms, okay? So what that means is you would go there, check in, and you go into your room. Your room is actually a mobile moving vehicle, okay? And then so these buildings would exist, and then it would be like a car park where you can kind of like park your own car there, and then right beside it would be your room. And then, but your room is on wheels. Okay, just think of it this way. And so all of a sudden, what would happen is, let's say you want to go from let's say this hotel chain had like another hotel, right? It's like a franchise, so it has multiple hotels around the region, right? So what would happen is, let's say you want to go from Vancouver to Seattle. There's another franchise on the Seattle, right? The actual hotel, you stay in your room, and then the room will detach from the hotel, and then it will start driving on the road because it's wide enough to fit on the road. It's like a one bachelor suite type of deal, right? And the bathroom and everything will still work. You can still take a shower, everything. And then what would happen is it would autonomously drive all the way to your next location, and you would just set your point A, point B type of thing to the other hotel, right? And then if you ever need food or anything like that, they have a drone system where they actually have a drone deliver food to wherever you are while you're driving. So there's already a company that's doing this prototype already in the United States.
That's crazy. I'm going to have to look that up. Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching or listening. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to follow us. If you're listening to us on one of the podcasts, please rate us and follow us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Cosmo.
And my name is Ken, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
We'll see you guys later. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to cut right there.